Hi everyone, my name's Electric Donkey, and today we are back on a Game Maker review sort of thing we've got going. So today we're doing something once again kind of different, kind of new, and this is a game that someone's originally made on Android. Now we're not going to be doing it on Android because that wouldn't really work, but instead we're going to be using a HTML5 version, which is something we definitely have never done before. Now, it's someone that doesn't have a form page, just someone that sent me it, and it looks pretty cool if I don't say so myself. The artwork looks pretty nice, but this is something that I think is really cool. Now, have a listen to this music just quickly, and the trailer as a whole, actually. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like some pretty damn epic music. And artwork as well, actually. It looks pretty fun. But anyway, let's go ahead and give it a go. So, first off, we're asked to put in an email, so we're going to go ahead and do that. First, off the bat, I can see a new cursor. Looks pretty cool. You don't often see a cursor in HTML games. And then you get produced with this kind of page. Now, it all seems quite clean, quite nice, and as a matter of fact, it all feels like it could work very well as an Android game. Also, we're going to review it as an Android game, not as a Windows game, because it isn't. So, let's go ahead and click on Legend. Oh no, wait, we can't do that. Scores, okay, so we've got a few scores there. What about Adventure? Okay, so we have to click on that one, I presume. So we've got a little story kind of thing going. So, guy snoring, his sister catching a butterfly, trying to. There's some monsters coming, and let me guess, they're going to take his sister. I think this is pretty self-explanatory story, kind of a Mario type thing. Where are you running off to like that, my child? Carnagos have abducted your sister and the sheep as well. Okay, so priorities here. We've got a sister and a sheep, you know. Just let's get that straight. Quick, let's pursue them. Okay. I've already had dealings with them in the past. Take my sword. I don't believe that's. I don't feel that's worded all that well. Just a little nitpicky thing, but it just sounded not very fluid. Anyway, unsheath the sword I gave you and let yourself be guided by the weave. Okay. The weave is what separates the hero from the common man. That's for the philosophy. Oh, that's for the philosophy. Alright. But why don't you start by getting rid of that nasty Carnagus? For that you will need to use combat techniques. So this is a tutorial, basically, I'm guessing. Yes, it is not yet the weave, but we will get to that later. First, you must master these techniques. Your techniques can be activated using the 3 buttons on the left. Well, now you only have one available. Okie dokie, so you can easily recognize rock techniques. They are an orange colour. A rock technique is called a meter rock. It inflicts a lot of damage to the enemy. So let's click that and see what happens. So okay. So right here, I'm just going to stop and say a few things because I don't want to rush ahead and just play the game. So I like the art style. It all seems kind of fuzzy and it feels nice. Things that I don't like about the art style is these little icons up here, the rock ones, they seem very sharp and they don't seem to fit in particularly well with the rest of the style. Also here, this little bit here is really bugging me. There's a little line there and it doesn't move, and I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's just some sort of glitch or something. But as far as the art goes, really quite liking it. It's pretty cool. There's another line up here as well, running along that top bit. Also, just I'd like to point out the lag is not to do with your game, just a pointer. It's to do with my laptop, which I'm currently using because I've had to send the RAM back because it was faulty in my PC. But anyway, the game itself. Let's try and skip this and let's just try and skip ahead and try to get some sort of techniques here. So you can refresh your techniques so you can get more, I presume, different ones. Okay, so now we have 3 rock techniques. Okay, so let's just click a rock technique. And another rock technique. Okay, so what I'm seeing is it's basically a kind of, I don't know, reminds me slightly, very slightly of Clash Royale in the fact that you can pick out of a designated few things, or techniques, in this case heroes in Clash Royale, and that seems kind of what it is, just by the looks of it. So we're progressing on. That looks a little bit clippy there. Again, we've got this line here. That seems to be my greatest concern at the moment. This line. I know it's something really ridiculous, but other than that, the gameplay I can imagine is pretty fun playing through. I have a feeling it'll get harder and more complicated. Maybe some bosses in there as well, but unfortunately I don't have time to play the whole game out in 10 minutes, so I think I'm gonna have to take a bit of a guess. So bosses I would like to see in the game, if they're not in already, that is. I'd like to see maybe a bit more harder things. Also, I think, to be honest, this tutorial is dragging on for quite a lot. I feel like we're learning, definitely, but I don't have to read all this at all. I can literally, I know what to do. I just press that button and then it'll do something. Pretty much, that is the basis of it. And I know you're aiming it at Android users, and you know, half the time probably not paying attention. But besides that, I still think it's going on for quite a long time. So yeah, main concerns here is that actually, yeah, that is a concern then, because as soon as I come out of full screen, that line's gone, but when I go into full screen, that line appears. So you might want to try and test that and see what's going wrong there. I don't know if that's happening on Android or not, but I might try and test it outside of episodes on my phone, give that a go. Another thing, possibly, is around here. It's looking a little bit weird. I don't know quite what's going wrong around there. Could just be the clash between the two colours. I'm not sure. Just, yeah, little things like that. The game as a whole seems to play really nicely. I could probably spend a very long time playing it, and you've done a good job on it. Very good job. In fact, it's probably one of the best games I've played, made with GameMaker, you know. So anyway, guys, that was my review of The Weave of Heroes, a pocket-sized RPG. Yeah, pocket-sized because it's on your phone. Very interesting. But yeah, that's going to be it. Basically, those little lines were my main concern, and if there isn't bosses, add bosses. Maybe add multiple enemies if there's not already multiple enemies. As I say, I can't play through the whole thing. I can just get a feel for it. Also, a shorter tutorial, and also at the start we had to put in an email. I felt like that was a little bit non-needed, you know. Maybe there's some easier way of doing it or something along those lines. Just an email doesn't really, it's not a nice thing that people like to put in. They could probably put a fake email in and stuff. But anyway, guys, that was my review of this. I've already said the name, so if you enjoyed the video, remember to like, subscribe, or just do what you guys want to do, and I will talk to you in the next one.